Morning. No charts for me today. I don't want to tell some story though. Okay. If you're thinking about ACO and tipping point, of course, Walt introduced regarding, he gave you some brief intro to that. Jen talked about a lot of early stage programs. And then of course, if you're thinking about going from early stage to higher TRL, like tech maturation, tech demonstration, but more than just demonstration, if you're really thinking about, let's say, developing commercial capabilities, you're at the right place, okay, where you should be thinking about both the ACO and the tipping point. We try to model these two after the commercial crew, commercial cargo programs. And I think probably a lot of you are familiar with that. Essentially, what NASA did successfully, very successfully, did was to actually invest in companies to develop commercial capabilities. Then NASA could buy as one of the customers. Okay, that's how I think you have seen demonstrated by like SpaceX and Orbital ATK. And of course, Boeing hopefully will be also launching crew to the space station soon. But anyway, that's the model we have been looking at. And this all came about because like when I used to run the Flight Opportunities Program in the early days of STMD. And we used to have IDIQ contracts that you're going to buy commercial suborbital flights from companies before they even actually develop those flights. Okay, meaning like they are emerging flight providers. We said, okay, all right, we'll give you guys IDIQ contracts, but you need to provide us flight within, let's say, 2 years. We just said period of performance is 2 years, and then we'll give you that time to get them developed. 2 years came and went, and unfortunately, the guys who were working on them, they were still working on them, meaning like they had not really come to any kind of new flights. Anyway, we saw that as a challenge to the companies, but I also said, okay, maybe there's an opportunity for NASA to help. Okay, that's how the ACO came into being. Okay, we said, okay, with this collaboration opportunity, we see that the companies need help in getting expertise that NASA already has, and also we have facilities that we can make them available to the companies. We said, okay, we need to have a way to offer it to them, okay, without actually providing them any money through ACO. Basically, we said, okay, we will give you in-kind resources through a competition, and then you can actually get expertise from NASA, subject matter experts, as well as you can actually use NASA facilities free of charge. Okay. The only thing is that you should be thinking in terms of commercial capabilities at the end. Okay. Therefore, we said the minimum TRL to enter into ACO is 3, TRL 3. And then, of course, we would provide you over a 1 to 2 year period about $1 million worth of in-kind resources. Okay, that's how we started in 2015. It has been wildly successful, and as Walt mentioned, we actually made the latest awards like yesterday. We made the announcement yesterday. Like we have 16 awards to 12 companies, and total so far we have done about 75 or so, 75 awards to date. Okay, since 2015, and originally, we were targeting, as I said, the commercial suborbital flight providers, but STMD leadership thought, okay, we need to expand it to beyond just these flight providers. And that's the reason why you see like not only small companies, but also large companies, and it's all there for wildly successful. The only thing that, if you are interested in participating in that program, I think if you want to look at the history, like we actually have it all captured in our website. Want to make sure that to see how we have done over the last 5-6 years, and then think about when you want to participate, meaning compete for that next round. Let's say we have used broad topics to date, mostly broad topics. That way, you have an opportunity to work with many NASA centers. Okay, And the next ACO that we're thinking about is like something like open call, meaning like we want to keep it open for, let's say, a 5-year period. And every now and then we will stop and do the reviews and then make some selection. Therefore, that way you can be actually proposing to it anytime. Anyway, that's really the model we're going to use. Anyway, that's about ACO. The tipping point is also very similar to ACO, except that we offer real money, okay? And of course, the real money comes with a catch. The catch is you should be willing to bring in your own money also. Like, you have to have skin in the game. That's really the key there. For a project cost, like you need to bring in at least 25% if you're a large company, meaning when we define large to be more than 500 employees, okay? And then if you are 500 or less, then it is 10% minimum, okay? That's how we are defined, and then you need to bring in those funding. And of course, the awards would vary from anywhere from a couple of $1 million to, I think we have made as high as like $80+ million, okay? For on average, like we have made 50 awards to date, totaling about $518 million since 2015, okay? Since the last cycle, we used to have firm fixed price contracts with cost contribution coming from, cost share contribution coming from the companies. And there were issues with that kind of approach, because like when you talk about contracts, normally we make the selections and then it takes about, on an average, 6 months to go from selections to award, because there's a lot of negotiations, like companies want more data rights, and IP is always an issue. For it, there's a lot of haggling, okay? And also companies are complaining that they could not bring in independent R&D, that is IRAD, as cost contribution to the table, okay? And that's one of the issues. And then of course, if you're a small company, let's say new space companies, and if you don't have an established certified accounting system, if you receive a large award from NASA or any government contract for that matter, you need to go through the DCAA and all that. You need to go through the certification and so on. With all those issues, and of course, as I said, the data rights and IP rights is always an issue. Like every time we issue a contract, there's always haggling, okay? Before we made an effort to change that, okay? We actually said, okay, NASA have another transaction authority. Why don't we use it, okay? Instead of giving funding through contracts, why not we do it through our Space Act agreements? Okay, just like the CARDS program that we did several years ago, okay? Anyway, finally, we got that approval from the agency, and we have implemented it for the latest cycle. Of course, we're going through the teething process only because like we haven't done it in a while. Before we had established the processes and so on. And as Walt said, we're almost there to make the selections, and we should be announcing it fairly soon. I can't tell exactly when, but soon, okay? I think this is an extremely successful story. Like if you're thinking about developing a commercial capability, if you're part of commercial space, I think you should be thinking about both these opportunities, okay? And to find out more about it, I think Ryan Miller is probably here somewhere. He's going to be talking about Ryan, maybe I see Lauren there. He'll be talking about TechPort, and then actually TechPort provides you an entry point into finding about all these opportunities that we have, including the ACO and tipping point, and so on. Before at the panel, I'll be more than happy to answer questions, and that's it. Thank you all.